initially say this amount of money, suddenly
But I thought that one is
damn big amount of
also
money.
in package one.
See, that's the thing that a lot of newbies like me
Please
didn't
give
know.
her some
We didn't know.
advice.
If people ask me, most of the things are done for a show. People say, wedding is just a show, spend money, so much money for what?
There are people that actually wanted to take up personal loan to finance their wedding.
It exists for a reason, because some parents want to do it
Ask
for
their
their
parents
own,
to pay.
and then their parents cannot follow, but they want
Cannot
to demand.
Don't complain.
You wanna guess on how much I spend on the entire wedding?
I think it's about,
Oh yeah, spot on. It's about.
bro, you can pay for down payment for a big house already.
Welcome back to another episode of the Not Financial Advice podcast. I'm Ziet,
And I'm HY.
and today in this episode we're gonna talk about everything about my wedding.
And do you know what? It's just 1 week past over your wedding, right? And it's a new year. But Ziet is not on his honeymoon, but back in his office filming this podcast.
So you have to come back work, so
Why?
hardworking. Well, for this podcast, there's a lot I want to share about my wedding, but work comes first, because without work, there's no money. How to have wedding, right? That's the theme of today's podcast, and I think it'll be very juicy for a lot of our audience, whether or not you are getting married, or you are married already, or you're still single, looking for a partner and thinking about having a wedding. Let me provide more insights and knowledge, because before and after wedding, I feel like I'm a completely different person. Now I understand why people want to have a wedding.
So did you just budget for your wedding but not for the honeymoon? That's why you're back at here working.
Yeah, that's why. So I burned everything already.
Just kidding. But I'm sure today's session will be so fruitful for me, because I kind of like dilemma and don't know, should I have a wedding or not?
Why would you say that? Should you have a wedding or not? Right. Before even that, right? What do you feel after attending my wedding? Honest feedback, like live in front of camera.
It's very grand, especially when you send the location. It's at EQ. You can have the expectation already. And I love the deco. I love the food, but it just looks very expensive.
So everything tick your box lah. At least I make my guests feel happy.
Yeah.
Everything is satisfied.
And I think you serve quite a lot of dishes. I mean, the cost.
I think it's
cost
pretty
is
standard. Like hotel, usually you got 10 course meal like that one.
because normally it's like 7 to 8 only. Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. But
I didn't really go and count, but I think it won't be like 7 like that because of the auspicious number and stuff. But I think minimum got 8 lah, plus minus I think 10 about there lah. Just to give people a sense, right? Actually, you want to guess or not? I don't know if you've done research on the price of it already, like per table. You want to guess or not? How
I
much?
think you want to keep that to later, because you want to see whether
Okay.
if you have make money or lose money,
Okay,
right?
HY wants the retention rate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we talk about the money part later. So go back to our earlier question, right? HY, after attending my wedding, not being able to see the behind the scenes and stuff lah, is that something you want, or actually still not convinced that I actually want to have a wedding down the road?
I think having a wedding is like maybe every girl's dream to have a wedding. I mean, with all this deco, is so dreamy. It's like every girl's dream lah. For me, I'm not sure it's because I feel like after wedding, you have a lot to spend on, like buying a house, having a kid, or you want to go on honeymoon, travel, etc. So sometimes I'm not sure if we should spend this much of money to organize a wedding just to celebrate this marriage.
So money is still the main factor, but then you can always host a smaller
Simple
wedding
one.
ma.
Yeah, that was my plan. So for me, maybe I'll go for a simple one, or I'll just not do it. Because I also feel like if you didn't invite some of your friends and you want to do a very small one and you only invite a few of them, then what about people that don't get invited? Will they feel like very...
Actually, you bring up a very good point. Actually, it's a super tricky situation, because if you, let's say, do half and don't do another half, right? Then when they know, which they will know because you will post on Instagram story and all your social media, right? Then they'll find out. And then, in fact, you please half and you offend the other half. And that's not what you want also. Because it's your money, correct? But you can't control what people think, ma.
Yeah, that's why my friends told me if I do one and I plan to do a small one, just tell every guest in the room, do not post anything online. Yeah, I feel it's very funny lah.
I mean, fine if you don't want to show it online, but that kind of defeats us in this digital era where you want to share a lot of stuff with your friends and family online, right? Don't you think so?
I mean, I would prefer not to share, but I cannot control what other people share online ma. But you don't want to offend the other friends. It's not that they're not important, but maybe because of my budget constraint, or maybe I just prefer a simple one rather than a very big one, because I feel like very big one you have all these nimakuse where you are not even familiar with.
Oh, there's a lot of problem, trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been through a lot of things. Things that we thought, small matter one. Wow, actually the Yimakute, like you said, all the relatives, aunties especially, I don't know why it's just always aunties one. They like to make something
the
from...
food.
Not, they didn't tap out food actually, to be fair, because the waiter all take it away already.
Yeah.
But they will magnify all the small things. Why ang pao give so little? Why like that? Why you come so late? All the things. Why you didn't do that during the ceremony?
Exactly.
If people ask me, most of the things are done for show. Probably 70% show, 30% maybe more for ceremonial tradition like that lah. So it's a mixture of both. I can't deny that, right? When people say, wedding is just a show, spend money, so much money for what? True to a certain extent, but not completely true. There's a lot of things that goes behind it that I think money can't buy. I would say the wedding family, both sides, can really appreciate it once they go through this.
But when I look at your wedding, right, and also people around our age, they are getting married. So I attended a few weddings this year, and I noticed one same thing is they look so tired, especially on that night, because the whole morning you got that typical China ceremony.
Yes, the tea
traditions.
ceremony. They call it tea ceremony.
Yeah, so the whole process is very tedious and tiring. You will notice that when they take photo at night, your smile is already fixed already.
Do you see that from me? Do you see that from me?
Yeah, you both look very tired already.
You want to guess what time we wake up? Right?
I think it's about 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Because
6 or 7,
ceremony,
almost doing the ceremony already.
The ceremony is like 9 a.m.
Okay, that also depends on, in Chinese we call it 吉时, the auspicious hours lah. The one that we count on that day, well, whether we believe it or not, right? I have to leave the so-called groom's house by 7 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then we reach her house like around 8 o'clock like that.
And before that, you have what, Lao Tia Man, the...
Oh, a lot actually. There's a lot of things, right?
Yeah, that one you have to...
Weeks before, we have something called Tali, which spends a lot of money. And then the night before, you're correct, Lao Tian Mei.
Yeah, where you invite
but
all
I
your
make
friends.
something like bachelor's party like that lah. So it's like bachelor's party sort of, and also treating of relatives like that. So the night before, yes. Then on the bride side also, they have like buffet like that. So on her house, the day before, right, she have buffet catering for like 100 people.
Yeah, so that's why that night you already stay out very late. And then next day you have to wake up so
Next
early.
day, she have to wake up 1:30 a.m. 2 a.m. Because like ladies makeup takes about 4 hours.
4 hours.
Because like eyes alone like take like 1 hour, your hair, your face, a lot of things. Then you wear that thing also not easy.
Yeah, the gown.
The wedding gown, that thing is damn hard to wear one. Then once you wear, you can really go toilet. So that takes a lot of time. And for me, the guy makeup surprisingly was much shorter than I thought.
Of course.
It's like 1 hour.
Someone you just set your hair, but girls you have a lot
Still
all these
got like,
details.
blemishes, all the contouring and stuff. So I woke up like 4:30 like that. Still had to prepare myself and pack up my stuff because I did it in hotel. My so-called groom side house is in the hotel, not at my home lah. So I have to pack and some stuff. So woke up a little bit early. Also a bit kanchiong. I can't really sleep the night before.
So imagine if you settle everything, the tea ceremony at maybe 1 to 2 p.m. And then you have to remove everything, your makeup.
Correct.
And prepare for the night already.
Wow, you spark all the memories back already. So because after tea ceremony, we have to do groomsmen and bridesmen shoot for the same day edit video that you see at the dinner, right? So that one was like, it wraps up around 2 p.m. like that, and then we went back to our hotel room like 2-ish like that. She didn't have time to eat her McD because she had to remove her makeup. Takes like 30 minutes, 45 minutes to remove makeup because it's very thick. Your hair also is like sipek keras one, like damn hard one, hard to remove a lot of stuff. So that was so hard for her. By the time she finished everything, right, about 2:45 p.m., she got time to like just munch all the nuggets and McDonald's into her mouth. 3:15, she have to go down for makeup again. For me, I don't have to go down so early. I can go down like 4:30 like that. I was so exhausted when I see her. And then she's sick that day actually.
And then at night you still have to force the smile because every guest is here already and you have to take nice photos, right? You cannot just be like that, ma.
Correct, so you have to smile.
Even though you're very tired
it's
already.
200-300 people, you have to smile with like, it's a full day job lah. But
so actually,
we've seen it coming.
I asked my mom, can we skip the morning one or the night one? We just do one enough.
Or some people actually do separate.
Yeah.
Maybe like Saturday, Sunday, or consequent week like this week, then next week can also. But the idea of doing all in one day is because let's say your relative come from, let's say, Penang or Singapore or other countries, right? Then you want to do everything ideally the same day, or if not the same weekend lah. Because you also don't want to spend too much of people's time on weekends, right? You want to take 2 days of people's day. People don't really like it. So there's a lot of things to consider. Like, my kids got this holiday thing lah. I'm going travel lah. Last minute people fong vacay lah.
Yeah.
So wedding as a whole, I think I matured a lot from wedding with dealing with people, with finances as well, negotiating stuff, which is it's a skill you need. Especially having a wedding at this scale, right, of about 300 people for my one. It's a skill that you need to negotiate and really know the market prices and stuff so that you don't kena zam, kena panjong, because a lot of things really mark up gao. Like this one can be expensive, that one can be expensive. When I started looking at all these so-called proposals and stuff, it was about 1 year ago. It took about 1 year to like organize the whole thing. Because I don't know if you remember, in June I have a Rom wedding. So that was also part of the plans, right? But also, I think it's a good thing I done the Rom wedding.
So you got a bit experience
already. So during the December one, which is the recent one, not so kanchong. In fact, I told Kelly, we have done the Rom wedding, the proper one, gao-ting already. So now this one, just YOLO, do whatever you want. It's about creating memories, and every single minute remind her, enjoy this moment. Even when we walk in, when on the aisle, right, I just tell her, enjoy this. We just pause, don't care. It's our day.
Yeah, it's your day.
Yeah, just enjoy it. We really enjoy it. But then, speaking about the cost just now, well, it's a whole new topic that we can really go into the rabbit hole for this kind of thing.
So when I look at the whole process, and I feel like the money spent is not just about the wedding, but also the pre-wedding, wedding shoot, everything. So sometimes I feel like I'd rather not do one. But on the other hand, I also feel like this is the only chance where you can gather everyone that you love in one place. Maybe you won't have this another chance in your life anymore.
Exactly, it's like that, as you described perfectly. Even until today, and I even put it down in video, it was a very blissful memory for me. You get to see the scenery. Like I tell everyone beside me, after dinner, right, usually what do you think? The couple go back to the room, baby count ang pao or relax, right?
I think they just KO and sleep.
My room got like 15 people, So okay. Like all my heng dai ji mui, and also my brother and Kelly's sibling, all our siblings, right?
Help count the ang pao. Too many already.
Then I told them, wow, I've never seen this scene where our family, both of our side, her friend, my friend, all come together in one room. Like, wow, damn nice. Really, like, this is a very new experience to me. I loved it. And it's a memory that money can't buy one. You can't pay for them to come into this kind of occasion.
Yeah, sometimes people say wedding is only one thing in your lifetime, but I feel like it's not about the wedding. It's about the moment where you can gather people that you love. This is the only chance.
Yeah. And the next day we have like breakfast buffet hotel, right? Then both of our side of families got some stay lah. It's really weird and also very heartwarming to see my uncle go and talk to her parents. Like they never seen each other before, but they were showing like each other's businesses or each other's family tree, this kind of stuff.
Relationship.
Damn beautiful. Like I love that. It's something that I also took video of because I know one day I will be looking back at it and smile at it. That's just beautiful for both of us.
Yep. So you said you planned this wedding from 1 year ago, right?
1 year ago, because
did you have the rough idea on the total cost, or did it over your expectations?
It will definitely over budget, and it did overshoot the budget. But to me, that's fine because I already expected it. I think it's somewhat similar to house renovation. Let's say you budget certain amount of money, but over the time your income also grows on. Some days maybe your business do better. A bit hopeful, this kind of thinking, but that was the mindset I had back then. I budget XXX amount. Then if it overshoots lah, right? For good reasons lah. Don't just overshoot for the reason of you want bigger or nicer decorations, you want more expensive stuff here and there, or you want better liquor, better wine, this kind of stuff. It all takes money one. So it took 1 year of booking preparation because you want to get a tier 1 hotel in KL, right? It's not easy. A lot of people are fighting for it one. In fact, when I started looking for hotel in January, which is like 12 months before the wedding, right? Most of the 5-star hotel gone already.
Yeah, I was
like
told by
JW Marriott, Pavilion, Mandarin Oriental, all gone already. So the one remains are like what? Intercontinental, then EQ, St. Regis. St. Regis is like 6,000 plus ringgit per table. That's crazy one. One thing that's very interesting, table price is one thing, Another thing is minimum spend. Let's say the table, cheap 3K per table. Oh, okay, so it's not cheap lah, okay. To be fair, let's say it says it's 3K, relatively cheaper, right?
But
they got the minimum spend.
Yeah.
So like for example, I don't know whether I can say their names or not, like Majestic Hotel. Okay, it's a nice hotel, right? It's not that expensive, Per table is like 3,000 each only.
Yeah.
But minimum spend, if I'm not mistaken, 150, 200,000 ringgit.
I think that this applies to a few hotels in KL.
Yeah.
They say because 2024, there were not many 吉日, the good days. So everyone were fighting for the same day that's why they run out of hotel choices.
That is part of it because Chinese only got a few selected date, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's why you have to book early.
There are certain dates where people really want, which we also want. But I think in 2024, nearby our dates, right, they say like 23rd November. Almost every wedding planner, every decoration, every catering, every hotel, right, say 23rd November is fully booked one. Everywhere fully booked one. Right?
You mean every year?
Not every year. Every year you got like a few days that are
yeah.
super hot one. For 2024, it was like 23rd November like that. So if you guys go back, scroll through your social media, see how many of your friends are married in 23rd November.
I also noticed that whenever there's a wedding on that day, you can scroll.
There
will be a few weddings.
It's a few. Even on my one, 28th December, right, there's a few one.
Yep.
Because even you go to different seafood, they all look at the same Chinese
dates.
calendar thing one, so cannot run too far one. So auspicious date is like that lor. That's why everyone go for the same thing.
So I wonder, right, if this wedding planner or these venues, they already know these exact dates, can I mark up the prices on that day?
I mean, markup is one way to use it. To me, it's just supply and demand, right?
Yeah, true. I already know they will run out of supply or the demand will be very high.
But the thing is, for their defense, right, they don't really mark up the price per se on that day. Their RFP, their prices are always on their website. At least for the one that I go for, right, they are more transparent. EQKL, right? Wow, it feels like I'm sponsored by them. Links below. No links below. The prices are already on the website. So even in January, right, you go to the website, you can already see it's like what 4088 plus before tax like that per table. So it's a matter of who gets it first only. First come, first serve.
Even on weekdays and weekends are same
it's
price?
the same. It's just the table price.
Okay.
So the rates are flat one. But I think in 2024, I forgot which month already. I think after April, after June, right, they add like SST, this kind of thing.
Okay.
So everything is like 6% more expensive lah. So luckily I booked mine before March. So we lock in the rates already. So for every hotel, actually they do the same thing. So to be fair, I can't tell for other moving stuff, smaller stuff, but hotel rates are kind of fixed but dynamic in the same place where every quarter or every half yearly they adjust one, they'll inflate one, which I think is fine because it's inflation. To me, that's justifiable and we already seen it coming. So I already know the price since like early of the year. So that's majority. But it's not everything that I spend. Dinner alone, the hotel alone, is probably half of the entire budget only.
Okay. What are the other expenses?
Oh, a lot of money that you have to spend, right? Dinner alone, right? Don't mind sharing, it's about 140k that night.
Okay.
Just for 29, 30 tables like that.
Including
liquor.
The whole room lah.
The whole room, before decor and everything. Dinner, food.
Dog gift, right?
Dog gift included.
They
liquor.
serve really nice chocolates, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good to know that. In fact, there was a choice between chocolate and macaron. Then I asked a few of my colleagues, right? Then actually they prefer macaron.
Macaron in Pavilion Hotel is very nice also.
To be fair, I don't eat both chocolate or macaron. So I asked like the elderly ones, they prefer chocolate because they don't know what is macaron.
Yeah.
So okay lah, go for chocolate lah. You know, you don't want then open the box and what is this? Colorful one, because macaron is colorful one, right?
Yeah, if you have more elder people, then you should go for that.
Yeah, so we got a split of both lah, but 70% elderlies lah. You don't want to piss off the elders also, what?
Yeah.
It's okay to piss off the younger ones. No. Yeah, so about 140-ish just for the food and beverages.
Not even include the decorations.
Yeah. Oh, you want to guess on how much? The hall, the
hall
walkway,
itself,
everything.
You say it's 140.
140 is just F&B, food and
You mean
beverages.
EQ charge separately for this?
The decoration, everything is done by my wedding planner. It's separate one, outside vendor.
Oh, you
it's
mean
nothing to do with
so
the
now
hotel.
I have to guess the decoration part.
Yeah.
I really have no idea on this. Can you give me a range?
Quick pause. This podcast took us a lot of time to prepare, so if you want to support us for free, feel free to check out Interactive Brokers in the link below. It is safe and licensed and regulated in over 11 different countries, offers one of the best packages, very low fee for all things you ever need. Stocks, ETFs, funds, options, etc. etc. It's been one of my favorite stockbroker ever since I started my investment journey, and honestly, I couldn't recommend it enough. Feel free to use the link down below, and let's get back to the podcast. So the decoration, the flowers, basically everything, you see the boards and the prints out, the cuts out, everything. I think for the benefit of viewers, we'll put some pictures and videos on
For that night alone?
For that night alone, it's about 26 like that.
26k.
26k. Which is absurd to spend.
But it's very, very nice. I feel like
Thank you.
I love the flowers. You said Kelly designed it or what?
No. Everything is
It's done by
designed by the wedding planners vendor lah, their decoration team lah. Kelly designed the invitation card.
Okay.
The one that you all received, the
that
big
one also
piece
extra cost.
that one also costs everything. It costs. In fact, when I started doing all this kind of thing, right, it's very interesting as a businessman myself, right? I can see people's business model. There's so many things. Everything costs money. Your invitation card lah, your e-invitation lah, your flowers lah, decoration,
Makeup,
pre-wedding gown rental, pre-wedding shoot, your albums, small things like your corsage like that different. Then your car, the flower also different price.
Your whole set. Right.
I also did tailor one set lah, not the whole thing. I did rent for like the night one. I rent one. The one you saw me wearing, the black and white one, that one is rented one. My tailor wholesale one was the one that I used for all formal occasions. So that one I don't want to count into it lah, because I also use that for a formal business purpose. So
the angpao for sisters.
Oh my god, that one is also a huge bucket of money. You know, like bridesmaid and groomsmen. And also siblings and anyone that helps for the wedding. It's
that
a lot
one
of
is
money,
considered as hidden cost already.
Hidden cost.
Don't really go and
it is hidden cost
that.
because like, yes, it's accounted for. You know, you have to pay them already.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, they go all out. Really help you from morning 4 a.m. until night 2 a.m. like that one. Takkan give them 200 ringgit like that, right? And then also like a lot of all these auxiliary costs that hidden costs, like you don't really see it coming on, but on that day itself, and because you're so busy, and also maybe because we are in the state of euphoria, things are happening already, and you got no time, right? People ask you, spend, okay, add barrel, okay, you know, liquor add, wine add. So angpao give,
you
don't give, just give. Think afterwards. So by the time you finish already, then like, damn, the bills adds up. those money do add up. But to be fair, our wedding planner did a superb job in controlling not just the schedule and arrangement, everything, timing, right? I think finance wise, they are very transparent to us. Let's say they propose to us, oh, this MC is this price. Let's say this live band, all money also.
Yeah, live band.
2-piece, 3-piece, different price one. Then got normal singer and professional singer one. Got different price one.
I'll just get my friend to sing for me.
I mean, ideally, if you have all that, like even MC is not cheap. The one that we hire, right, actually is like international MC like that one. He is at the level where he's flown to NASDAQ US for officiating event. I mean, not to brag or whatever, but because like we want to really give a very wholesome experience to our guests, right? So food and beverages and decoration and ambience aside, I think MC is like the sound, the core of the event, alongside like the wedding live band.
Because the whole atmosphere will be affected.
The whole package. Actually, if wedding at this scale, if you did one part not so nice, people will say one. Because everything is so perfect, then one part not so good. Why your music arrangement, like let's say this one come in, no sound one? Why the sound so little one? Like why the live band, the person sing like that one? Why didn't smile one? Like that also got people complain one. Like got one, everything also people can complain one.
I don't care.
But one thing across like mutually people didn't complain is the food and ambience.
I think some people they don't like EQ food, but for me, because a lot of IPO launches they always done it at EQ.
You
the
know
food
why or
is
not?
always nice.
It's halal food. Do you realize it's halal food?
I didn't notice.
You didn't realize that, but
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, most if not all top tier hotels, at least for top tier hotels in KL, right, they're all halal food one, because they want to cater for Muslims as well.
And most importantly, the food is served hot, because some places,
it's hot,
especially
some people
if
tell
you
me it's a
go
bit
for
cold.
酒楼, they will serve cold food one. Because they cook earlier, they prep it earlier.
Okay lah, in Chinese, 一分钱一分货 lah. You get what you pay for lah. You want to guess like at what ranges is a minimum per table? Let's say like what you mentioned just now, 酒楼,
I think
aka
it's about
like
2K
a wedding / restaurant hall.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, like 好想吃 like that. Not sure you heard before or not. It can go from like 1.5K like that lah. So there are still a lot of affordable options, and the beauty about 酒楼, the so-called restaurant halls, right? They are usually in locations closer to your relatives in your hometown. They don't have to be big hotels, right? Big hotels are all centered in city centers, right? So that's one huge advantage of so-called 酒楼. But then with lower prices, you can expect a lot of things to happen already. Your customer service, your waiter service is different already. Your food quality, your raw material quality, your ambience, your lighting, everything definitely different. Parking could be an issue also, I don't know. But usually 酒楼 parking not so much issue. But for hotels, confirm got parking one.
Yeah.
It's just different
Someone
price.
can validate.
Yeah, just if not like 1 hour 6 to 8 ringgit like that. So all these things might not seem important, but actually it's part of the experience.
It's
when you
about
reach
the whole
there,
experience.
you got no parking, you have to find 20 minutes, you also too
sian already.
You also sian. The whole thing is an experience. Like, even the toilet itself. Actually, a lot of people tell us like they like the toilet in EQ.
Yeah.
As stupid as it is, like they say got sofa inside one, you can even sit
some more
inside.
you don't have to wait for the lift because there are so many lifts. You don't have to.
Yeah, so it's all all part of the
crammed with
experience, but
people.
then again, first world problem lah. It's not really a thing that you need to have. To me, it's a super nice to have, but it's not a mandatory, because I don't want to like, oh, this is how a wedding is supposed to be done, or all girls should deserve this, right? Not really, because I think ideally we should still do things based on what we can afford lor.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why we even engaged this wedding planner, right, was because it was already in my mind that I wanted a manager / planner to do all this kind of thing, because I think my time is better spent at business and work rather than thinking what's the nice color to use,
and you're not
what vendor
even
to
familiar
engage.
with that.
And I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with that,
just
and there's a lot of screw ups, and I don't want to deal with that.
for the price of peace of mind.
For the price of peace of mind, the planner was like what, 7,000 for Rom wedding back in June, and another 10,000 for the tea ceremony morning plus night dinner, and plus all the prep, pre and post wedding stuff lah.
How much was that?
17,000 plus minus.
No, I mean including all the decoration also the pao kalia one, right?
Decoration is different. Decoration is decoration team.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
to pay separately, different vendor one, because decoration got the materials and stuff ma. So Kelly was scrolling through social media, Xiaohongshu. Then they saw this wedding planner got like what, Disney theme wedding, like super nice one. They got 3D printed castle, the whole place, and you can see it's like very rich uncle getting married lah, like a bit older one lah, right? Sorry.
Okay.
I asked them, how much is that wedding if you want something similar, not all out, something similar. Then they say, oh, this one a bit atas one, like 200k deco. Like, oh, sorry. Should I ask that question? Damn,
You just
expensive.
use it
People
for
can
few
go
hours.
that extent. 200k for deco. That means what? Plus food, plus everything, easily half a meal.
Yep.
Minimum half a meal already.
So which part of the expenses you think is the most worth it one?
I asked Kelly this question already. She said number one is the wedding planner. This is a privilege, it's a luxury to have. It's very underrated in terms of their problem solvings, right? They take off a lot of pain from us because we don't know a lot of things. How to get married is actually a knowledge, a skill, you know, like how to plan an event for 300 people, right?
You pay
They
for the
manage everything.
expertise, yeah.
The bride and groom are just human, right? We cannot split ourselves so much during the day. The day itself is where a lot of things are happening, and every single attendees sort of demand or at least wants your attention. Because if they fly from Singapore,
Yeah,
if they
they
come
just want
from
to see
Penang,
you and talk
they
to
come here to
you.
see you, and you don't have even 2 minutes to talk to them. People sian one ma. So can you imagine if we spend all our effort and time and energy that day to deal with why the PA system like that one, why the timing late already, why the
Then you
video
lose the
not
whole
ready.
purpose already.
You lose the whole purpose. You are just busy organizing event
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to like reconnecting with the people
Exactly.
that you care that came from so far, right? So to me, for the price of 10,000 ringgit for the wedding planner, that was like one of the most underrated costs that we
How
spent.
about photographer? Do you think that one is like most important thing in the whole wedding because it helps you film
It is,
the whole
bro.
thing?
So you can scheme on photographer and videographer. In fact, I can just ask my colleagues to go, right, guys? But you can scheme on that. But again, right, this is so subjective, right? Both of us agreed. It's also one of the most best return or best cost spent when it comes to photographer and videographer. Why? We spend a lot of time with them from the morning until the night, from the shoots, right? It all depends on their efficiency of work. And you're looking at them the whole day. Even when everyone is away, right, you're looking at them and talking to them. So we
Yeah.
had so much fun. We even made friends with them.
Talking about efficiency, I'm so surprised nowadays. You done the tea ceremony, right? And then at night they can straight away put out the tea ceremony part, done edited one to all guests.
They
for
call
them
it
to-
the same day edit videos.
Yeah, it's so
and
fast.
slideshow. It's crazy, right? While you all are having a dinner, right? From the maker room, I actually run to their room because I'm curious about how they run the business also. Like. So I went to their room, right? 1% edit on the MacBook only.
It's so fast.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's so
a bit
nicely
crazy.
done. Is there extra charges for this?
It's all in the package already.
Oh, okay.
So from the morning until the night, the whole thing, including ROM, actually to be fair, it's not expensive. It's like 17,000 ringgit. Because okay, for wedding photographer and videographer, right, the price can increase based on what kind of deliverables you want. Like, is it just one videographer, one photographer at the bride side only, or at the man's side only, right? Because it depends on, because if you got more, right, that means you can capture more moments, you can take more pictures and videos, and you have less to kanchong. And also you don't rely on just one or two camera from one or two person. There's more redundancy, more memories being created lah. Ultimately, that's the point of having photographer and videographer, right? And yes, you're right. So that was actually the second most underrated. I mean, no ranking lah, but it's super underrated when it comes to having not just a professional photographer and videographer. Luckily, our one is very pleasant, very nice people, very humorous, make us laugh one, because you are kanchong in a way as a
Yeah,
bride
you don't know
and
how
groom,
to pose anymore.
and for a lot of people it's first time in front of camera,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the big black cameras like that, they are very kanchiong. For me it's natural lah. I already sort of used to it, but then you have to post like couple, right? It sounds easy, right? Your selfie is different compared to like 3 people holding black cameras looking at you one. So so for Kelly it's a bit harder, but then the photographers are like, oh, you have to spin around. Even if you screw up, right, they were like, good job, let's try another angle like that. They know exactly where you need to put your shoulder, where your hand need to fling, where you need to look at
They
like that.
just
So
teach you how to be
it's perfect.
natural.
They teach how to be natural, and because they got so much experience already.
Yeah, yeah. How
And-
about pre-wedding shoot? Did you get the same photographer?
Oh, pre-wedding shoot is different. Pre-wedding shoot I can rent for hours lah. But long story short, pre-wedding
Sounds
shoot.
like not very happy with it.
It's okay. So I was going through with Kelly, like it's worthy, but then what are the surprises? Like a huge surprise that we didn't see it. Initially, say this amount of money. Suddenly,
But I thought that one is
damn big amount of
also
money.
in package one.
See, that's the thing that a lot of newbies like me
Please
didn't
give
know.
us some
We didn't know.
advice.
Okay, so how we got it right? You know, Mid Valley always got wedding exhibition.
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to be careful. lah.
Okay.
You have to really have to be careful when you go for that kind of thing, right? Christmas discount lah, Chinese New Year discount lah, wedding package discount lah. Always discount one, their price over discount one. So we got it like under 5,000 ringgit. We thought damn cheap because I always heard people bridal shoot minimum 7 to 8K like that,
8K,
right? This one was like 4.8, like 4.5 like that. Then they say they got this thing for you. Whole A4 paper of things, right? Like Arial font 7 like that. You have to go and read in Chinese words somehow. You got like what? Pictures, soft copy JPEGs and stuff. And then you got frames. And then you got prints out. You got different booklets and stuff. It's a whole page, and you got rental and you got accessory, gown, bridal suit, men's
It's
suit.
all included.
All included. So seems like whole package done already. But newbie don't know sign already
Then?
Go for the shoot, everything as usual.
Okay.
Experience was pleasant, photographer was professional, the site and also the studio, everything sui.
Then?
By the time we go and collect the photos, right, because we are busy with 20 other things, this is just one of the things we have to go and collect. By the time we go and choose the photo, because you cannot take all the photo. So this is one thing we learned.
But I think it will be stated in the package
It is stated, but they took like what, over 300 nice pictures. But then the so-called package only give you like 30 pictures.
Okay.
Again, this is so subjective, right? For us, right, we took so many nice photos, and
It's very wasteful.
it's very
if you
wasteful.
Don't want to take
You
all,
spend
right?
like whole day, this kind of thing, just to get like 30 pictures. Like every scene, we shoot like what, 30 scenes, Every scene you get like one picture like
I
that.
think that one is also one tactic. I take so many pictures, you confirm want
Correct.
to add on
So,
one.
I mean, to
so
be
I'll
fair-
just sharpen my knife there.
To be fair, yeah, correct. That's why we cannot panchong, because the skills are very good. So the more you see, the more you want it, right?
Yeah.
Then the prints are also very limited, and you only know that it's limited after you see it. Not when you sign it 12 months ago. You don't know anything before you do any research, right? So that's the thing also. Less than 5K, damn cheap, right? By the time we add this, add that, I went for the full one.
You
Because
just
you
take
add
everything
halfway
lah.
also, like you miss up another half of the picture. Soft
But
copy
if
is
you nego
expensive,
with them, I want to take all. Can you charge a cheaper price? Cannot, I mean.
Cannot. It's all part of their business model already. It's all
Okay.
priced in one. That's why their initial bid is so cheap. It's because they want to bid you in, then give you something, you're happy, upsell you lah. So I end up paying like 12K like that.
Oh my god.
So it's not even close to called cheap already. Bridal studio usually 8K-ish lah. That is expensive because of I want to top up, right? This is more like my personal issue already. Fine. But another one that if you also got money, you can also spend like 15-20K for pre-wedding shoot, not with a bridal studio. This is what they call a professional photographer outside one. People that have their own style one. They don't really have a so-called studio per se. They don't commercialize their business like that, but they got their own style, got different pattern, black and white like that. Bridal studio, it got very set scenes on. Some people don't like my scene is the other guy's scene is the same one. Some girls don't like it, so they want like so-called this kind of professional photographer. Personalized. So it's just one or two people like that, but the outcome is more or less the same one. So again, you pay for what you get lah.
And if you choose like indoor and outdoor, it's like also different price.
Different price. So of course you don't need to do that. It's again just memories. You can do it very cheaply. In fact, I got one friend just do it with iPhone. You can just go and travel, let's say Japan or whatever, take with iPhone. Can also, who's there to judge you, right?
As long as you don't compare with other people
Yeah,
and know
because-
what you really want,
Correct.
right?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah,
so
because I noticed
everything can be done cheaply.
There are people that actually wanted to take up personal loan to finance their wedding. Therefore, is it worth it? Should you take a personal loan?
I mean, to be politically correct, obviously not, right? As a finance creator, we always tell people, personal loan in itself, right? It's evil in the sense that it's there because it's as a last ditch option.
Yeah, because wedding is about you and me and you. And why do you want to pressure yourself after the wedding? You have to pay back the loan.
See, I understand that, but the more I look into it, right, it exists for a reason. Because for us, maybe we can say wedding is about me and you, just me and the girl, right? But for some people, and unfortunately for them, unluckily for them, some parents want to do it
Ask
for
their
their
parents
own,
to pay,
and then their parents cannot follow. But they want
Cannot
to
afford-
demand. They
don't
want to demand
complain.
things. So if let's say you are the guy like that, you are working a normal job, and then maybe the girl didn't demand, but the family demand, or the girl want to demand very nice wedding ones, you also jialat lor.
How do you balance this out?
If really bo pian and you really cannot say no and do cheaper one, then you know why personal loan exists in the first place lor. It's not something I recommend because obviously it's the worst. 7-8%. 7% it's like 3 times fixed deposits like that. It's very bad, very expensive. But it's there for a reason, right?
But I just want to prep this girl lah. Okay, after marriage, when you guys need to pay back the loan, you guys will brag about each other. Now you say you want to do one mah. Nah, this will happen afterwards. They never think of it. They think that it is easy. But you guys will just blame on each other just because your parents want ma, your 老母 want 走 ma. So is it worth it? Do you want to really pressure yourself? If you want it, then you pay. If you guys cannot afford it, maybe you want to think again. Okay, maybe I can delay, or maybe I can get a more affordable one, or manage your expectation. If you want a guy that can afford this, then change your boyfriend or.
So I mean, if you cannot change it, then
Cannot change. You need to manage your expectation lah. If you know your partner.
really have to communicate, swallow the hard pill, and
I
really
mean, after
like,
you marry,
face
you
it,
live
lor.
with the guy, not with your mama, right? But because of your mom wants it, and then you pressure your partner. Is that the right thing
See,
to
that's
do?
the thing, lor. Some people don't have that privilege. They are in a very bad position where they can't really negotiate that. I don't know, maybe their in-laws are really, I want this. If not, you don't deserve my daughter like that. So there are people like that, and I know there are people in that kind of position, man. So bo pian lah, really, like personal loan. If you have to take it, I wouldn't say go for it. Like bo pian.
But prep yourself.
Either die or take it, then obviously not die. You have to survive, then that's the last ditch option. But of course, like what HY said, I think what you mentioned is good. You have to communicate with that because
Yeah, you don't want it to be a problem afterwards.
it will be a problem because money is like one of the main reason people divorce also.
It become a problem then afterwards you pregnant, then there's another new
kid.
problem.
Then you got kid to feed, and then you got huge debt to service. Then now it's like both family together, then you got different costs already. A lot of problems come lah. So money wise, you really have to think through. Wedding in itself, I would say it's worth it to a certain extent that you can afford. Even a simple one can work, but with less resources, you have to be more creative lor. How to take out people's heart, not offend people while doing it cheaply. It's a whole new level to do it lah. The idea is like, if you can afford it, go for it. If you cannot, right, either delay it or communicate how can you solve around that kind of budget.
I have one side question. Let's say you guys can afford this, but the guy want a big wedding, but the girl want a small wedding. How?
It's exactly my situation.
The purpose is not saving the cost. Memang is the girl just want a simple wedding. She don't want to be so fancy one.
Then
How?
argue lor, fight lor. I mean, at some point you need to come to a middle point, right?
Take the
so
median
how
number
I
lah.
did it, right? This so-called dinner, in fact, I wanted it at this scale one. So she wanted a smaller scale glass house ish / something like a western got dancing like that one. But we didn't do that lah. So what I did was I did her version in the Rom wedding,
Okay.
and I did so-called my version plus her dream inside the dinner one. In a way, we got
Because
the
you
best
have
of
the
both worlds.
privilege.
I got the luxury of doing it.
Or else you
so,
need to bantu kali som.
yeah, correct. You have to like rock paper scissors to fight on it, So I got the privilege of doing that lah. So I managed to solve that. Everyone else in my family and her family, right? They say, why you want to go until like EQ, KL like that? Why you need to go to that extent so extravagant? To me,
The
I can afford it
experience is
one.
a different level.
And the experience that you all, not just me,
you
you
prioritize
all
the
will
guest.
remember this for
Yeah.
life, and this will be the topic that you talk about at least for years to come. Chinese New Year, you will talk about it when you meet your relative, and you will love it. And I said that to them. And during the wedding and after the wedding, they all like really cannot fight that because they really enjoy it. Like they really reunite with all their far relatives, all come back. It is a scene for you to see, and looking at all those, right? Wow. Fucking worth it, the money spent.
And
I
I feel
can
like
work
you
to
want
get the
to
money
give
back
the
on.
best to your partner. That's why you won't regret it.
Not just your partner, your in-laws, your
Yeah,
family,
yeah, yeah.
yourself. Seeing both sides coming together is like Damn nice. Really heartwarming. Back to your question, what if the kids cannot afford but the parents want a nice wedding? Do you think parents should contribute for the wedding?
I think if you look at all these more traditional Chinese, they will pay for their kids' wedding.
Really?
Let's say I've seen some of my friends lah. Let's say if girls side they want 20 tables, guys side they want 20 tables, then they will just split the cost. But I don't know how they split the ang pao though. Maybe the parents just pay for it lah.
Then it becomes a little bit very transactional already, right?
But a lot of them are like that, rather than you let the guy side pay. Because if you think from a much more older traditional perspective, maybe they let the guy pay everything. But it's very expensive nowadays, yeah. So they'll just split and see how many tables you want to take lah.
Then the ang pao split everything like AA like that lah, basically.
I think the ang pao still belong to the couple, but then the wedding cost, maybe you want to invite how many guests, you let them know first and see how much budget they should chip in.
Would you agree, or at least like say, yeah, parents should contribute to weddings if they demand
the guest list, yeah.
Okay, so if they did demand like they need to have this size like that, then they should contribute like in your opinion.
Because for me, again, the wedding is you and me and you. I am the one that can decide who I want to invite to my wedding. If my mom want to invite all these imakuche, you pay everything.
So you demand, you pay lah.
But
that's basically
yeah.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
That's a very fair way to look at it lah.
If you are soft on this, you don't make your point, you don't stand firm on this lah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, susah one also yourself.
Yeah, they won't be there to feed your kids or pay your house loan. Ultimately, it's both of you.
Yep.
But let's say, okay, now just to mention boy and girl, right? For a wedding's cost, for mine, I paid most of it because of the difference in our income level, which is fine. Everyone got their own responsibility. How should the wedding cost be split? Should it be split or should it be a guy's responsibility to bear all the costs?
Girls will be happy if guy can afford to pay all. But I think the girl should be aware of how much this guy can pay, because afterwards you guys become a family ma. You have to bear the same responsibility together. So if the guy pay for the wedding, maybe you guys can plan afterwards on the finances, etc. You make him feel like it's not just you bearing the everything lah. Yeah. Again, girl want the wedding, but guy cannot afford, then you should chip in lor.
So don't expect the guy to do everything lah, basically.
Yeah, but I'll still find a guy that can afford it lah. I think max I can do is 20 tables.
Which is huge also. Which is 200
Some people they do 100 tables one.
That one, okay, I also respect like, you know, like Justina, like that one. But that one is the whole new level of influence / connection already. 100 table, got a lot of business, a lot of this kind of stuff
20
already.
is already 200 people, right?
It's a lot actually.
Yeah.
It's huge
That one is
already.
like maximum already.
This is the funny thing. When we talked to hotel earlier in the year, because we started thinking maybe we got 150 people only. A lot of hotels, right? Top tier hotel, they say too little already. We can give you a small ballroom, which is up to 120 people. They don't
but
really...
it's full what, that day?
No, okay, to be fair, different hotel, right? They usually got big ballroom, like my one, and also got small ballroom for smaller sizes one. So there's no in-between one. Got lah, but a lot of them is like either 150 people or above 300 like that.
I think that is why they impose minimum charges for
correct. So
yeah.
they also don't want to make losses on that, right? And 300 is like the so-called minimum for the larger one. 250 to 300 is like the minimum for the larger one. 200 is like an awkward size. When we started proposing, it was like 150 to 200 people. Right? We thought we only got that amount of people that we want to go. In fact, when we started, it was about 150.
No, they bring +1 easily. It's double the size
so you
already.
got bring +1, they bring +3
the kids. Yeah.
They bring +5 siblings, kids like that. Multiply. No lah, I mean not wreck them lah. It's fine. To us it's fine, right? Because ultimately...
Or let the RSVP side, no option for +3.
You can do that also.
Yeah.
You can in fact maximum +1, or say you and your partner are invited, then they usually will ask lah, can I bring my kids because okay, let's say for luxury hotel, right, each seat is already 400 plus already. You bring one kid. I don't want to make it sound so transactional, but do you cover the cost or not? Alright, that's one thing lah, right? And to be fair, most people don't, which I already expected it to be, because at today's rate lah, 2025 lah, maximum 300. Occasionally people will go and research how much is your
the
table price, maybe go back to your cost, 420 like that, 440 like
very
that.
kind of them.
Yeah, because okay, to be fair, I don't really earn that money. Why? Because then it's their turn next. Now I know how much they pay, right? Next time wedding I cannot pay less than that. Well, it sounds transactional, but it's like a lai lai wang wang. You give and take one. So honestly, we don't earn the so-called money. It's just the money we borrowed now.
It's just timing
then
problem.
You pay back. It's an ang pao also. In a way, you
Yeah.
look at Chinese, right?
Yeah, it's
ang
like
pao
that
you
one.
receive like very fine. fine. Every year you get 1K, 2K. Then after you get married, you pay back everything one. So
It's a Chinese tradition lah, I would say.
it's not really so-called earn or lost money one. You earn now, you lose later. You lose now, you earn later. So
So after everything, did you make money on your wedding or you lose money?
you wanna guess on how much I spent on the entire wedding? Let's say just the 28th December alone, including morning tea ceremony, plus
Including pre-wedding
night
shoot,
dinner,
everything.
including pre-wedding shoot, everything for the wedding, but not inclusive for the ROM. I already separate out the cost. I did the Excel already. I already calculate everything already. I roughly
Just
know.
exclude the ROM lah.
Just exclude everything for the wedding day and pre-wedding shoot.
I think it's about 250k.
Oh, you're spot on.
Because you gave me the numbers just
I
now.
gave you a
right?
few big
Yeah,
numbers
yeah.
already. So you are spot on. It's about 250.
Wow.
Not inclusive of
How about including
your
the ROM?
dental, your hairdressing, your suits and everything, your rental.
What? I thought
this
it's
one. It's not inclusive because that kind of thing is very hard to calculate. It's sometimes for personal.
I would say that is hidden can consider
It's so-called hidden
cost.
slash auxiliary cost lah, because you also want to prep up yourself ma. So all these costs lah, then a lot lah, so all the miscellaneous costs lah. I didn't
How about
really.
the ROM?
For 100 people packs, I spent about 50.
I think you gonna at least 300k plus.
And that is not inclusive all your rings,
Oh
your
my
travel proposing.
the go tai lei one.
Go included already because it's all part of the wedding ma.
Your pinkim.
Pinking also included already. Dowry lah, the guy have to give, then the guy have to return a little bit one. That one all included under the 250k already for wedding lah, not ROM ah. ROM is different because ROM, to be fair, in Malaysia ROM you can do like 20 ringgit registration.
You know, not including the gym subscription that he has to do before wedding.
Exactly.
These
So
are the hidden costs to me.
it's all hidden costs, but okay, to be fair, that's so-called personal well-being costs lah.
It's
so
subjective.
It's very subjective. You whether or not you want to put
But
it
most
in, right?
people want to look good
Oh, you
before
add
the
that in,
wedding.
that's easily more than 3 already.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole
Confirm more
wedding,
than 3, but I think it's around 350 total.
if you want to look at it, like, it can go up to there. But if I really put into Excel, like really the hard cost that Bo Pian have to spend and really did spend, right, it's about 250k.
Bro, you can pay for down payment for a big house already.
It can pay cash for a lot of cars already,
Yeah,
right?
oh my god.
So whether or not you think it's worth it or not, it's subjective.
for
So
you, it's worth it.
obviously, in Chinese tradition, you did receive ang pao from morning tea ceremony.
Okay.
Then you also receive jewelries during
Okay.
tea ceremony. Then there's also ang pao during dinner, obviously, for before you enter the reception, right? You wanna guess how much I make from there?
100k?
Actually, you're close. Of everything, right? I only recover a little bit less than half.
You
Less
still
than
have
half.
200, bro.
So let's say 250, I recover about 120 like that. Ultimately, I spend about 120, 130 like that. That's my so-called ultimate loss or cost for the whole wedding thing. Lor. I already seen it coming because initially I thought ang pao maybe through the night I agak-agak lah, one person 200 to 300 lah. Because certain people, let's say non-Chinese they'll give like even like 50 ringgit one. They don't know the tradition ma. So I'm fine with that, right?
Can you review what is the minimum?
In fact, there's
That
one
is-
empty one.
I think I accidentally give one, is it? Oh my god.
I don't know, either they give the wrong one or they just give the empty. God, empty means what, you know? It doesn't mean you're poor. It means that you don't
It's
even care to
disrespect.
check. It's
It's a
you
bit
don't
disrespect.
even check. You put
You-
8 ringgit, I also feel okay. It's your level of money, right? I don't care lor. You put 8 ringgit ma, what ma, give you blessing ma. Maybe some
Even
good
if you
purpose,
accidentally do it, I think you should double check before you do something. It's
yeah,
about,
so hard man.
Yeah,
Not that-
yeah.
The whole night, all you have to bring is either invitation card or your ang pao ma
Yeah.
for a Chinese wedding.
Yeah.
So that one also you cannot check. Then what else do you care for, lor, right? Exactly, right?
Care about
so
the food in the hall.
the biggest was this is close relative lah. This one was about 1,000 Sing dollar, but they bring like a family of 4 lah. But to be fair, that's also huge
What's the
lah.
maximum amount?
That one 1,000 Sing dollar lor. The largest one which is like 3.5k ringgit. To be fair, that's a lot of money.
So thankful for that
for a
person,
family.
right?
Oh, very thankful. Thank you for covering. So they did solve a little bit of the pain, but it's not really the whole thing. I still have to pay for a lot, 100 k of money. So whether or not it's worth it to me, again,
It's a lifetime
very,
memory.
very privileged situation for me to be in, right? I can make that kind of money back. And
That's why Zed is not on his honeymoon now.
that's why I'm working right now. That's why I'm working. So click the link below so that we can
Help Zed.
Yeah, so I know I can make the money back in the future.
Okay.
But the memory, I cannot buy it back one.
True,
So, and it's very true. People say this is a once in a lifetime experience, right?
But I still hope people don't pressure themselves on
Oh,
this
please don't.
because every second is the once in a lifetime moment.
It is true. It's true. Buying house also like maybe dream house. Buying
Yeah.
car also maybe dream car. Wedding maybe dream wedding. So everything can be so-called dream, and you can easily be swindled into all the commercial cost one. So can't say much beyond that lah. It's very subjective on this kind of things. Okay, so after you hear all of this, right, does it scare you already?
It scares me a lot.
Why?
Because I expected 150k, I also feel like, oh, it's so expensive, and then you
But
tell
you
me
can share with
everything
your
is
partner,
about.
mah?
I don't think it's worth it. I would rather use this money elsewhere lah.
Elsewhere, like where would you spend
Like
this
buy
kind of
my
money?
watch. No lah.
You don't even wear, or you do wear?
No
watch?
lah, because haven't buy yet.
Hinting.
Yeah.
Boyfriend.
I would rather go for a simple one lah for me.
Okay.
But maybe in future I have that budget. If I don't care, I'll
Yeah.
just splurge it lah.
To that, right, actually I have a counterpoint. Last time before even wedding started or proposal or whatever, right, we also think like that. And I think it's a very common thought nowadays because weddings are so expensive. And a lot of people have be like, fuck it lah, just travel lah, don't spend on this kind of thing lah. Maybe just treat one small dinner with both side family can already. Yes, you can do that, but just be mindful. People will think that you are selfish.
I don't
In
care what
Chinese.
people think.
You don't care what people think. I think that's perfect for you. But down the road, you will get the flank coming one. So say it's easy, you can take it now. But when it comes to occasion where you wedding and you also didn't invite, I have friends like that, and we have friends like that, right? They just suddenly post on social media, I'm married already. Then this is my wedding, like that.
I
Like,
think this will
pre-photo shoot.
probably happen on me. I'll tell you, I'm married already. Then I believe my friends will understand me. And if not, then it's time to see whether your friends are real friends.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a iffy situation.
Because it's in a very open world that everyone is quite aware of the cost and why you want to offer friendship just because of one very small thing.
No, see, like I myself, I'm not asking you have to invite me to a nice wedding or you have to invite me for a big meal or whatever. To me, it's at least informed. I'm getting married.
But that respect is giving myself pressure. No.
Okay,
It's a no
fine,
for me.
fine enough.
Anyway, maybe let the audience comment
So
down below.
comments down below. What do you think of people that wants to, maybe save up all the money rather than splurging on a wedding? What do you think about that? I'm sure it's a very polarizing question. You definitely get both side of the answers one, which I think it's perfectly
Is it the side HY or side ZIET?
Are you side HY where spend less on the wedding and spend more on yourself and your future, or side ZIET where okay to spend on the whole wedding and also maybe leave a little bit less for travel or this kind of stuff? I need to at this point, right, both Kelly and I, right, we care less about travel. We care less about all those materialistic stuff.
But actually you
I
can
would say,
afford also.
okay, can afford is one thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we don't really travel one. We dated each other 7 years. We only went to Japan once. That's all. So both of us, we don't care about travel, this kind of stuff one. So I know a lot of girls cannot take it. HY is number one.
I'm a travel person.
So okay, that's fine. So if travel is what you find
Yeah.
joy and you love it, right? Go ahead.
Know what you want, not
Know
what
you
people want. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
don't follow what people do, right? If you do it for the sake of people, right? Obviously, you'll be in financial trouble one.
Do for the sake
you'll
of
be
your
happy.
own happiness. Okay, so let's wrap this episode up. Where can you find us?
So you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify Podcasts. And until next time, see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.